welcome to raidlore stories. Today we are reading a lore story live on Twitch. Today my Twitch chat chose the lore story for Mortu Macaab, so I hope you enjoy this. Mortu Macaab is truly ancient, one of the firstborn, the original servants of Sirath and Lumea. His age and deeds have granted him a high rank in the demonic hierarchy of Enathrad, but he is by no means Sirath's most trusted servant. Even demon spawn born from mortal flesh have been promoted above him. Sirath's disfavor was not the product of change or whim, but of intentional punishment. Mortu Macaab had once been trusted above all other generals and had been the commander tasked with defeating the arrayed armies of Teleria during the First Great War. He had faced down heroes the likes of which newer generations could only dream of: Basilius Ronus, Ramantu Drakesblood, and even the Arbiter herself. Despite all of Mortu Macaab's victories, however, Sirath never forgave him for his ultimate defeat. The First Great War had ended in disaster, and Sirath declared that he would never give Mortu Macaab another chance to disappoint him. In the 1,000 years that followed, Sirath knew nothing but disaster. The Age of Hellfire, the foundation of the Sacred Order, the Second and Third Great Wars, the Shadowkin Rebellion, the betrayals of the Night Revenant and the Dark Elves. A millennium-long litany of disappointments, and even Sirath's immortal patience was running thin. To Mortu Macaab, however, it was an opportunity to reclaim his place as Sirath's right hand. Mortu Macaab's chief opponent was Sirath's current favorite, a cunning general named Kaivos. Kaivos was clever and skilled, but physically weak, and for that appeared to command little respect among other demon spawn. That disloyalty would be Mortu Macaab's opportunity. He sent servants among Kaivos' forces with the order to find any who were not happy with their leader, then bribe them into becoming saboteurs and spies. This plan was more successful than expected. There were, apparently, many under Kaivos' command who disliked their commander. Once he had a whole legion of traitors at his beck and call, Mortu Macaab shifted to the next stage of his plan. He publicly ridiculed Kaivos, saying his armies were disorganized and weak. It was a common sort of challenge, the kinds many demon spawn had used over the centuries to instigate a contest of position. Sirath would suppress any challenge if his plans were near fruition, or if he thought the challenge a waste of time, but he let this one stand. Mortu Macaab grew bold, and Kaivos had no choice but to fight army to army. Thanks to Mortu Macaab's many agents within Kaivos' ranks, he knew Kaivos' plans long before reaching the battlefield. Mortu Macaab's spies undermined Kaivos' efforts, fouling equipment, formations, and any semblance of order. Even though his armies appeared to be in disarray, Kaivos did not surrender. When the two armies met, Mortu Macaab gloried in what he was sure was going to be an inevitable victory. This glory was short-lived. The chaos in the enemy formations vanished. They rapidly reorganized, rendering all Mortu Macaab's advanced knowledge of Kaivos' plans worthless. Any advantage his sabotage gained him disappeared within minutes of the battle's beginning, and he suddenly found himself facing a perfectly professional force. That was far better than could be said for his own army, as many Mortu Macaab's servants suddenly broke ranks, abandoned weapons, or turned traitor. Mortu Macaab's forces were swept aside, defeated by the same subterfuge he himself had planned. Kaivos had predicted Mortu Macaab's machinations and had ordered his own armies to take any bribe offered, so long as they remained loyal. Kaivos was not loved by his armies, but he did not need to be. He delivered them a victory. Mortu Macaab had lost again, and in Sirath's full view, with the whole of Enathrad jeering at the sight. Years later, when Sirath prepared for his fourth assault on the realm of Teleria, Kaivos was chosen to lead the armies of Enathrad. It would not be as grand an effort as the First or Second Great Wars had been, but the shame of the Third Great War still lingered among the demon spawn, and Sirath demanded much greater care and loyalty than ever before. This invasion would be precise, careful, and limited, with just enough force to achieve its strict objectives. It was a sort of war that Kaivos was well suited to, but Mortu Macaab would still have a part as a door guard. Sirath commanded Mortu Macaab to protect the Brimstone Path with what remained of his battered army. He would witness Kaivos' army march forth, and he would hear every message of every victory that Kaivos won. It was the ultimate humiliation. Mortu Macaab seethed. He would obey Sirath's direct command, of course, but if Kaivos attempted to retreat through the path, he would never allow the wretch to pass through. Nobody shames Mortu Macaab without punishment, None but Siroth. That was the story from Mortu Macaab. Drop me a comment down below on what you think of this lore story, and thanks so much for watching.